I've been building my own 5e compatible TTRPG world called Aexes. This planet is stuffed to the gills with the darkest, dopest, most distressing nonsense I can think of. I am Cora Poe, and welcome back to Slumber Myth, the place where I put all the things that keep me up at night. A place for insomnia fuel. This week we're going to be talking about the contentious country of Fira. It's a country steeped in tradition, ruled by a powerful tiefling monarchy. Fira is the third of the three sisters that make up the continent of Mother, whose bloodline traces nearly as far back as Vora's Mourning family, close to 20,000 years. Though Fira's rulers have far more pageantry, and a less severe brand of cruelty. For 20 millennia, the royal family line of Dark has reigned with divine right and dazzling flair, asserting that leadership is not just governance, but theater, duty, and destiny. The coastal cities of Fira, rich with tempestuous seas and sky-splitting storms, have long thrived on trade, naval strength, and seaborne culture, making the northern regions a glittering testament to Fira's maritime might. But inland, far from the salt and splendor, the poorer provinces work in farms and mines, with fewer rights, protections, and little voice. Yet, even in hardship, the people of Fira hold tightly to their pride, drawn together by a strong sense of loyalty to the crown and custom. Mostly. The current leaders, King Conflagration Dark, known for his booming speeches and ceremonial swordsmanship, and Queen Implosia Dark, a quiet genius in arcane law, smooth diplomacy, and eccentric parties, embodied the kingdom's dual nature, fire and finesse. Their family crest is a rapier set ablaze to symbolize this. While political intrigue and noble feuds bubble behind the curtains, Fira maintains its proud legacy, beautiful, brutal, and unyielding in the eyes of Mara and Vora. Fira's economy. Fira's economy is a tale of two realms: the storm-forged opulence of those with power along the coast, and the aching hunger of those at their mercy toward the interior. Along the northern and middle shorelines, powerful sea-trading city-states such as Brightfen, Highcrest, and Stormhaven have amassed immense wealth through maritime trade and their illustrious luxury resorts that claimed the beaches in the Lightning Road district of Stormhaven hundreds of years ago. Guilds and merchant families operate under royal charter, and coin flows like tidewater through the grandiose bazaars in gemstone-lit courts, set between every overindulgent inn and tavern, with guaranteed ocean views. Resort towers glitter in the storms, many of which are made to attract lightning, to create a natural spectacle to entice more wealthy guests to sleep in silk-sheeted beds and purchase meals at their gourmet restaurants. Inland, however, the picture is quite different. The farming and mining villages and hamlets of the western city-states districts live under the heavy weight of high taxes and royal tithe, their labor feeding the luxuries of the coast. The monarchy readily acknowledges this imbalance, but upholds it as part of the divine hierarchy. The strong protect the weak, and the weak serve the strong in return. Still, small farces of economic reforms have been attempted under Queen Implosia's guidance, hoping to keep the peasants at bay. Examples of these are limited magic grants, subsidized hovels, and regulated noble lending, the latter of which has interest so high the less fortunate who partake find themselves indebted for the remainder of their lives. Despite the inequities, the royal crown remains strong. Many Furans take pride in supporting the grandeur of their nation, even when they themselves go hungry. Wealth in Fira is a spectacle, and though it breeds celebrities as much as it breeds discontentment, it also feeds the kingdom's fiery pride, regardless of status. Fira's magic. In Fira, magic is inseparable from blood, lineage, and performance. The royal family of Dark claims divine, arcane ancestry, and their sorcery, especially fire-based and infernal magic, they insist is both hereditary power and celestial favor. Noble houses across Fira trace their own magical lineages with pride, passing down tomes, potions, and proprietary hexes, like family heirlooms. As the study of magic is largely restricted to the wealthy, famous, and/or royal, with prestigious academies requiring noble sponsorship or royal recognition to even attend. The coastal cities boast magical fleets and elite real estate, while inland, magic users are rare and often pressed into hard labor services, provincial governors, or warlock contract enforcers. The kingdom is filled with arcane rituals, from fire-lit weddings to thunder-sung funerals. Magical tradition permeates every level of society, high or low. However, over time, the unjustness of this legacy also creates an undercurrent of resentment. Gifted commoners often go untrained, or worse, are manipulated into magical servitude by nobility. Despite this, King Conflagration's reign has encouraged ceremonial transparency, while Queen Implosia has begun funding wild mage registries that track down ingrate magicians under the guise of offering limited education to commoners with raw talent. In Fira, magic is both crown and chain, glorious to behold, but free to be enjoyed by very few. Fira's sociology. Firan society is made of display, status, and searing pride. The coastal elites live lives of performance and luxury, dressing in dramatic enchanted fabrics, hosting grand balls to celebrate each season, and engaging in cutthroat court politics, where every phrase has two meanings and every toast is a test. Inland citizens, by contrast, lead simpler but deeply rooted lives, where loyalty, tradition, and quiet strength define one's cultural identity. Across all classes, Firans value beauty, presentation, and personal expression. Passion is expected in all aspects of life. Family name, bloodline, and regional loyalty shape everything from marriage to career. And while upward mobility is very rare, it is not impossible if one possesses the spark of celebrity, mid to noble lineage, or the miracle of talent. Public rituals and seasonal celebrations keep the public tightly woven, reinforcing devotion to the crown and unity in heavily class-divided living. Gender and species diversity are widely accepted, as long as protocol is followed and the crown is respected, of course. You are expected to live as your fiercest self possible, whatever that means in your own eyes. It is this tenet of Firan philosophy that gives Mara a reason to befriend them. Though noble pride and royal cruelty exists far and wide in Fira, rebellion is strangely rare. Honor and pride blind the underprivileged to the needlessness and extent of their squalor. In Fira, everyone knows their role in the grand story, and they play it with pride. As King Conflagration says, even the poorest child helps to uphold the magic of kings. Fira's relationship with Vora and Mara. Fira's relationship with the other two sisters is a dance of decorum, rivalry, and veiled threats, carried out with flair at a royal ball and the precision of a daggered stare. With Vora, Fira shares a mutual respect for power, extreme hierarchy, and grandeur. Though Fira sees Vora's cruelty as inelegant and crude. Queen Implosia even once scorning a Voran princess at last Titania's seasonal ball for not putting in enough effort to gild their greediness. King Conflagration Dark and King Golden Morning have shared numerous banquets, hunting tournaments, and arcane showcases. Intended to be a spectacle of transnational friendship, these events often just end with the two trying to outdo each other in ceremonial dominance. The relationship is competitive, occasionally tense, but stable, each recognizing the other as too dangerous to provoke and too valuable to dismiss. With Mara, Fira has a genuinely warmer but far more cautious relationship. While Fira views Mara's democratic feudalism as nonsensical and overly sentimental, it admires Mara's cultural richness and acknowledges the whole of the country as magically inclined. Queen Implosia often corresponds privately with Auric Shadowhood, the president of Mara, remember? And the two have cooperated on arcane treaties and scholarly exchanges, Auric pushing time and time again for collaborative measures to make first aid and food conjuring magic more accessible to Fira's large population of hungry children. Still, beneath the civility lies deep philosophical differences. Fira thrives on spectacle, and its royal family directly benefits from the oppression of its people, while Mara centers on fairness, empathy, and consensus. Despite all this, the three sisters maintain peace, and Fira plays its part well. In public, it is the kingdom of fire, light, and opulence. In private, it watches both sisters closely, flames banked, but never out. Thank you so much for joining me in the expounding on Fira, a country from my homebrew world. For more D&D stuff and overall nerdiness over a spectrum of vastly different topics, like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell, please. Also, Pride is nearly here, and it is Coagulation Foundation's month-long celebration. Coagulation Foundation is my nonprofit dedicated to lifting the voices of marginalized artists, authors, and musicians during a time when disabled, BIPOC, and LGBTQ+ voices are being wrongfully villainized. Each Pride and Spooky season, Coagulation publishes an anthology of poignantly themed works by artists from these communities. Budding artists that struggle with the adversity of today, being oppressed, dismissed, and even lawfully discriminated against. USA. UK. Stay tuned for some creepypasta-style videos featuring the work of our talented participants and pieces from our upcoming publication, Coagulation 9 Revolution. I am so excited about this volume of Coagulation because it will be implementing my favorite things. It's themed around social reform, and it's set under the solar punk subgenre. If you have climate anxiety and don't know what solar punk is, look it up on Pinterest right now. You're welcome. We are in for a book full of hope, transformation, and futuristic balance with each other and with the planet. So glad to have you listening to me rant on the ideas that keep me up at night. As always, thank you so much for watching, and happy nightmares.